Alright, we are going to finish, start chapter 4, section 4 on solving equations by multiplying and dividing this time. So let's start with a little bit of a review. I want you to go through and do the review problems and then check them. Okay. So for the first one, did you get x is 12? And n is 7? Then give yourself a smiley and try these review ones. Okay. This time I want you to show all your work. Okay. Alright, so I subtract 5. I'm going to get k equals 1. Add 19. And I'm going to get t equals 66. And subtract 2. I'm going to get x equals 13. Okay, if you got those, give yourself a smiley face. Alright, our new vocabulary, the multiplication property of equality. Okay. So I multiply each side of an equation by the same number. Similarly, the division property of equality, I'm going to divide each side of an equation by the same number. Okay, so let's write these down. Again, if you did not write these down last time, which you should have, locate the variable, isolate the variable to get it by itself, then do the opposite operation, and what you do to one side of the equation or one side of the equal sign, you have to do to the other side. Alright, here we go. So I have 8x equals 32. Remember, when this 8 is beside the x, that means I am multiplying. So this means 8 times x. So to undo multiplication, I have to do division. So I'm going to divide by 8 on both sides. So x is 32 divided by 8. Remember, because 8 divided by 8, if I'm reducing, that's going to go to 1. So 1x equals 32 divided by 8. Well, that's 4. Okay, so my x is 4. Alright, let's look at this one. Okay. Again, if they're right beside each other, that means I am multiplying. So to undo multiplication, I use division. When I do to one side, I do to the other. Remember to bring down this equal sign. Negative 15 divided by negative 15, well, that reduces to 1. So I get 1x equals, negative divided by negative is a positive. 105 divided by 15 is 7. X equals 7. Alright, let's try this one now. Okay, again, I'm multiplying here. To undo the multiplication, you have to divide. And I always divide by my coefficient. Alright, what I do to one side, I do to the other. Bring down that equal sign. 6 divided by 6 reduces to 1. Have to leave that x there. Negative 54 divided by a positive 6 is a negative 9. So x equals negative 9. Alright. Try this one on your own. Okay, we had to undo our multiplication by dividing by 7. Okay, we had to bring down that equal sign. What we did to this side, we had to do to that side. So I get W is 161 divided by 7, which is 23. Okay, if you put a 1 here, that's fine. But it's just, we read that as just W. Okay, if you got that, give yourself a smiley face. Okay, now we're going to do it the opposite way. Okay, so I've given you division, and I want you to undo the division by multiplication. Okay, so if I'm dividing by a negative 2, that means I need to multiply by negative 2 on both sides. Okay, negative 2 divided by negative 2 reduces to 1, so I'm left with t, or 1t. Either way, bring down that equal sign. 18 times a negative 2 is a negative 36. Okay, let's check it. Okay, I haven't showed you how to check it. Oops, sorry, that's a really bad check mark. Let's check it. Okay. If my t value is negative 36, if I plug in a negative 36 where the t is, and I divide it by negative 2, I want it to equal 18. Let's see if it does. Is negative 36 divided by negative 2 is 18, so yes, it does, it works. Okay, so we're good. Okay. Alright, here we go. Let's solve this equation. Now, I'm going to show you how to do this one. This is a little bit trickier. We have to multiply by the reciprocal. So I'm going to rewrite the original this time. Negative 3/4 k equals 12. Okay. Now, you've seen this before. You multiply by the reciprocal. And what I do to this side of the equation, I have to do to the other side. So I'm multiplying by negative 4 over negative 3 on both sides, bringing down that equal sign. Okay. These 4 is going to reduce, the negative 3 is reduced. I'm left with k on this side. Okay, and I can take that to 12 over 1. I'm going to do 12 times 4, and then divide that answer by negative 3. I'm going to get a negative 16. Okay. Don't worry, we'll do a couple more like this. Okay. Okay, this one. Again, you have to multiply by that reciprocal. Why don't you go ahead and try this one, and we'll see how you do. So I'm going to rewrite the original here. It makes it easier for me. Okay. Okay, multiply by my reciprocal. Well, my reciprocal, I just flip that fraction. And what I do to this side, I have to do to the other side. This reduces to 1. I'm left with m. Bring down my equal sign. Okay, 36 times 5 divided by 3, get 60. Okay. If you got 60, give yourself a smiley face. Alright, here's kind of your lesson quiz. I want you to go ahead and try all of these on your own, and let's see how you do. For number 8, did you get j equals a negative 8.5? Number 9, h equals 3. Number 10, 3p equaled a negative 12, and so p is negative 4. Got all those right, give yourself that smiley face. Alright, and try these ones. Remember to combine those like terms first. Did you get r over 4 equals a negative 16? And so r was a negative 64. And here, this one's probably the trickiest one up there. Okay, did you get 2 1/3 divided by a negative 9 equals m, first of all. Okay, then you have to change this so it's multiplication. Remember, it's fractions. Okay, negative 1/9. Okay, to multiply you have to change this to an improper. So you're going to end up with 7 over a negative 27 equals m. Right, if you got all those, give yourself that smiley face. Okay, that 13 is the hardest one. Alright, I'm going to do a story problem, and then I want you to do one. Okay. Meg has saved $50, which is 1/4 of the amount she needs for a school trip. What is the total amount she needs? Write and solve an equation to determine the cost, C, of the school trip. So my variable is C, and C equals total cost. Okay. Now, she has $50, and it is 1/4 of the amount that she needs. So it's 1/4 of the amount of her total cost. The word is tells me it's equal. 1/4. Her total amount, well, that's C. So there's my equation. Now I need to solve it, so I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal on both sides. Bring down that equal sign. I'm going to get C, and C equals 200. Okay, so she needs $200. Okay, she needs $200. That's C. Okay. Alright, try this one on your own. Alright, let's see how you did. Did you set your equation up as a equals 4 times n? Then you solved for n, so you got you divided by 4 on both sides to undo that multiplication. Okay, these reduced to 1, brought down the equal sign, n, 8 divided by 4, that's 2. If that's what you did, okay, then you're good. So she needs 2 milligrams, or there are 2 milligrams in a grape. Okay, and that's what you got. Give yourself that smiley face. Alright, and that concludes our lesson on multiplication and division of equations. So let's talk about what did you learn. Okay, and I see I have a spelling typo. Let's go ahead and fix that in here. There we go. Okay, so what did you learn? Summarize it and answer those questions. Alright, have a good evening, and I'll see you in the morning.